Hello, my name is Dylan Wolf from Project Allure. Episode 5. This is a very important episode. I'm sick and tired of seeing you guys online. Oh, poor me, my girlfriend left me, my girlfriend cheated on me. It's your fault. It is your fault. And today, I'm going to tell you why. It's your fault if she cheats. Now, before we begin, we need to understand something very concrete, okay? Men, we control the barrier to relationships, okay? So keep that in the back of your head as we're going through this process, because a lot of you guys have been cheated on. I've been cheated on. And guess what? It took an insurmountable amount of self-reflection to come to the realization that, well, how can I never put myself in this position again? Because this freaking hurts, right? The reason is you didn't do good enough due diligence in vetting this woman to begin with. Because you control the actual gap between being just a girl that you're talking to, dating, and an actual girlfriend, okay? So step 1, we need to take the accountability pill, okay? The accountability pill is something that every man in their life needs to take. If you have a poor me mentality, guess what? You're not going to go anywhere and you're always going to be a poor me. The guys who actually succeed and do anything in life, a lot of them come from nothing. There's no concrete, perfect scenario that any man could ever come from. No matter if they come from money, no matter if they come from nothing, no matter if they come from just a good family and a good household. So it is not for you to judge someone else's scenario, and you need to take your own life in your own hands and stop feeling bad for yourself. It's literally pointless. It does nothing for you. You stay feeling bad for yourself and nothing changes. You just feel sad. So quit the act, take accountability, take the accountability pill, right? Which in reality is just the truth, right? And actually create your reality. So in this video, we are going to discuss exactly how to prevent dating a girl that has the likelihood to ever cheat on you, and also finding a girl that has the highest level of interest in you. So after we take our accountability pill, okay, we're ready to go, right? So you create the standard. This means you have control over committing to a girl who has low interest in you, okay? So what does this mean, really? Well, a lot of the time, you guys are placeholder boyfriends and you don't even know it. You think that this girl genuinely loves and adores you. You think that she'd be willing to do anything for you just like you would. But in reality, she's playing you. Women can act a complete certain way, look like they're fully invested. Women are better at expressing their emotions than men are, on average, right? So a lot of the time what happens is this is like a woman's superpower. She uses this to her advantage because that's the only thing a woman can do against a man. They're not physically superior, so they don't control the actual power dynamic of anything outside of manipulation, which is all a mental game, right? So when a woman shows you that she's super emotionally invested, you only can look at her actions. And this is going to save you 20 years of your life dating all these girls who have low interest in you. You only base everything off of her actions. Do not even listen to half of the stuff that she even says to you, because oftentimes most of it is just garbage to begin with. And 2, there's all these different games, shit tests, things of that nature that a woman is going to do to try and test you and take you out of your frame anyways, right? And they do this on purpose. They are aware of these things. They are tactics. They are trying to see how much control they have over you, right? So there's all these different examples that you can bring up, but I want you to look at some of your past experiences when I'm talking about this and understand that the best girl in your life ever, the one that you need to make your girlfriend, is the girl that has the highest interest level in you, right? So we'll talk about exactly how to get a girl to have the highest interest level in you. But the point is, you dictate whether or not you get with her. You create the relationship. You set the standard. There's a reason why men hold the barrier to commitment. There's a reason why, guys. It's not just magic, okay? Wake up and understand that this is reality. We can say all these things and these games and fabricate all this crap, but reality is reality, okay? So stop pretending, stop believing everything she tells you. Believe her actions. And if her actions show that you are that of low interest, she is not that interested in you, then you're a placeholder boyfriend. She's using you as a backup option in case she doesn't find something better, okay? You're the fallback option, but you don't even know it. You don't even know it because you feel like this is exactly how it's supposed to be and you believe everything she tells you. But guess what? If she's going to the club, you're a placeholder boyfriend. If she dressed provocatively, you're a placeholder boyfriend. If she's not serious, she likes to go to festivals all the time, you're a placeholder boyfriend, right? If she tries to control you and have everything be her way, you're a placeholder boyfriend. If you succumb to her and you say sorry all the time, you apologize to her, you're the first person initiating contact, you're probably a placeholder boyfriend, okay? So now that we know that, you set the standard, right? We need to be with a girl that has the highest interest level possible in us. We can move to step 2, okay? So we need to understand what dictates her level of interest, okay? So once we know just exactly what, causes this spike in emotional fluctuation, which in reality is the most amount of interest in you, we can go on to the 4 pillars. So we got looks, money, status, and spirit, okay? So most people, they're only going to refer to these 3 pillars, right? Now, what I've done is I have implemented a 4th pillar because so far often what happens in, the manosphere or red pill guys, what they talk about is looks, money, status. That's it. But in reality, they don't talk about all the behind the scenes work you got to do as a man in order to obtain any of those things. So any of these things are not going to be obtained if you do not work on your spirit, the soul of the man, who you are at your core, right? And a lot of these guys, they neglect that. And I can see it straight through them. You confront these guys and they're scared. They don't actually have any substance to them. They start talking to women and guess what? They become absolute, beta males, right? But they pose as these alpha males, right? So the only way that you can actually become the true man, right? You can have money. Guess what? She's going to take advantage of you if you haven't maximized these other things. You can look good, but guess what? If you look good and you haven't worked on your spirit and who you are as a man, she's going to take advantage of that. And in fact, speaking from experience, because of the way that I look, women try me far more often because they want to see if they can get a leg up on me because they perceive me to look good, right? So they want to take me down a peg to their level, right? So if you have looks, but you don't have the spirit of who you are as a man, you're going to get taken advantage of. You still get cheated on. I've been cheated on by multiple different girls, and it's my fault, right, that I ever allowed that to happen. So you need to understand, take accountability for your actions and maximize these 4 pillars. You can even have status, but if you have not worked on who you are as the man, she's going to take advantage of you. She's going to leave you. She's going to cheat on you. Look at all these different celebrity relationships, okay? What happens? Just sit there and think about it for a second. How many times have you seen a celebrity relationship where the girl cheats on the guy and the guy has an insane status, right? For example, look at like Haley Steinfeld and Josh Allen, right? Now, a lot of people would say that, it's insecure for, to trip about her doing all the stuff she did with Michael B. Jordan in the movie Sinners, right? But to be honest, bro, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. There's all the background stuff, the chemistry between the two people. It's very organic. She has some level of interest in him, right? Now, I know that she is married to Josh Allen. But guess what? Women have no morality. They will leave a guy in a second just because they lose interest, because they are only loyal to their emotions. So, for example, Josh Allen, he might have, he focused on his status and football, right? So because he was so focused on football, I guarantee you, if we actually come down to the science of it, right, and I got to know Josh Allen, we would be able to see that, he probably didn't maximize his spirit, who he is as a man with relationships and women, right? So the point is, if you maximize one pillar, guess what? That doesn't mean anything. You got to maximize everything. And the most important part is the spirit, who you are at your core, especially with relationships, right? So your quality of life is going to increase as you increase and work on these 4 things. By watching this video, what you're doing right now is you're not working on your status, you're not making money from this, and you're not looking better. But guess what? You are learning, and you're learning to be a better man for yourself, right? That goes hand in hand with also understanding how to make money, how to look better, and how to grow your status as a man. Okay? So those 4 pillars equal more women, right? So we see a bunch of different women here, right? So as we see these different women, what does this mean? It's a game of numbers, guys. Reduce everything to a logistical sense. That is the best way to understand everything in life, is logistically. Okay? It's how I understand everything. It's how I learn. And even if that's not your typical learning style and you're more visual, whatever it may be, learning logistically is going to help you sleep at night, right? Because you can know that this is a fact because of this exact example. For example, let me give it to you like this. See, there's more women, right? Let's say this number got cut in half. Are you more or less likely to find a woman who has high interest level in you if there are more options versus less? Obviously, right? So that is the logistical answer. That's why we want to maximize these things, because we're going to increase our amount of options. We are going to create competition. 90% of the girls are looking at the top 5% of men. Okay? There's a reason why we have this dating epidemic that we do, right? Like literally, almost every girl that you talk to, what they tell you is, I won't even date a man if he's not making 6 figures. That's just one thing, right? Most girls are searching for a 0.0000001% guy, because that doesn't factor in personality, how tall they are, how they look, all that stuff, right? How's their charisma? So literally only 3% of men in the US are making above 6 figures. 3%. That means 97% of men are cooked. And that's just one of the baseline qualifiers, okay? So in order for us to get more options to begin with, we have to maximize the 4 pillars, because it's going to give us the highest chance of finding a high interest woman, okay? And the goal needs to stay, find the highest interest level woman in you, because the woman who has the highest interest in you is loyal to you, respects your superiority when it comes to being a leader, trusts your ability to lead. She's not going to cheat on you. She's not going to. As long as you uphold the standard that you set from the beginning and you don't stray away from the man that you are, she's not going to cheat on you. especially if you pick the right one, you vet the right woman, you don't settle down with a retired bop, you are going to get a woman that won't cheat on you. And I promise you guys, it has always been your fault if you settled for a girl who's super promiscuous. What did you expect? It's like if I were to eat nothing but garbage my whole life and I got cancer and then I blame it on the world. It's like, dude, that's cope. You're coping. This is advanced coping. You have not done the self-work to understand that it is your fault that she cheated on you, okay? It's not rocket science when you reduce it to the ridiculous. She is going to follow your lead. No matter what she says, no matter what crap she tries to tell you, understand you are the root of everything. You the man, okay? So you dictate everything when it comes to the relationship. Men are the leaders, okay? So now that we know that, okay, we got through that big spiel, we can finally move on to step 3. So in step 3, we're going to put it all together, right? So you must maximize your 4 pillars prior to even dating, okay? So this is another key component. You're going to give yourself way more options, right, here. So if you maximize your 4 pillars, look at it like a video game. Life is like a video game, right? If you maximize those pillars, you are going to have something to lose. You have to have something that is more important than her and your potential relationship, right? This is such a big problem that men face because they'll get into a relationship by having nothing. I was at one point in a relationship where I was living out of my car and I got with a girl. I was in a relationship. Guess how toxic that relationship was? Why? Because I didn't love myself enough to put myself in a better scenario. And I was too worried about being in a relationship with a woman versus bettering myself. And that's on me. I take full accountability of that, right? So if you're not putting yourself in a good position where you've maximized those 4 pillars prior to even dating to begin with, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're literally setting yourself up for more trauma and more crap that you got to dig through and build as a man, okay? So next up, for your previous relationships, you must take accountability. So take that accountability pill, take it again, right? Understand that you need to actually operate with accountability in everything you do in your entire life, okay? Women included. And look at your past relationships in retrospect. Be like, why did it actually end? Now that I know that I actually need to take accountability for her cheating, well, why did she begin to cheat? Why did she begin to be promiscuous? Why did I actually even start dating this girl to begin with? You know the truth in your heart. You know when something's good for you or bad for you. You decide whether or not you actually do it, right? Be honest with yourself. So it was your fault that you got with that bop. It was your fault that you got with the reformed bop, right? So take accountability with your previous relationships. Understand it's your fault if she cheated, and it's your fault if she left you because you didn't lead them in the right direction, right? We dictate our reality, guys. You dictate your reality. This is the best piece of advice I could possibly ever give you. You dictate your reality. You dictate where you want to go in life. I'm doing this because I want to help men out there who are just like me, who felt that sincere emotion of emotional loneliness, right? That sincere feeling of just being alone and not knowing why this happened. Why did I get cheated on? Why did this go the way it did? Growing up, I grew up around super toxic relationships. I've never met my dad, right? I had multiple abusive stepdads. I've been around multiple different drug addicts. I've been homeless multiple different times in my life. I've lived out of hotels. I've been waterboarded in the shower for the relationships that I was surrounded by. So this means everything to me, guys. And understand that I'm standing here in a nice place, making good money, doing what I love, trying to help you guys because I believe that I can dictate my reality. And you should too, no matter where you're at. I was not always this person. It took me going to hell and back for me to even earn any of this stuff, right? You got to get a little lucky. You got to be very consistent, and you got to love it. You got to love the process, right? And you will dictate your reality. That feeling in your chest of who you want to become, guys, that feeling of what you know you should be doing, that guy, that person you envision in your mind, he's there. I know he is. I know he is. And you can bring him out. You can. It doesn't take having a good education, doesn't take anything. There are thousands of examples in our world today of people exactly in the position you want to be in who came from less than you, who had it worse growing up than you, who were uglier than you, right? Who are in worse shape than you. So you have no excuse. You have no excuse to fail. It is 100% your choice. You dictate your reality. And guess what? It's your fault if she cheats. Thank you guys for watching. This is episode 5. I just cannot thank you guys enough for continuing to watch my videos. You know, even if I can help one person out there, it means the world to me, because I was that one person who really could have used that help sooner. I wish I could have learned a lot of the stuff I did when I was younger, because I see a lot of people who are younger than me and who are way more successful, right? But the point is, I'm here now, and I'm here to help you guys and give you anything I can. So please take that at face value. Understand I do everything out of love, and because I know what it's like. I know what it's like to feel super alone, you know, not have anyone, not understand why relationships or things like that work the way they do. Why would girls do such evil things? Why would they be such inhumane creatures at times? You know? So it's like it takes you to have accountability to actually understand and get through that. That being said, please share this to somebody that needs to hear it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.